Hello and welcome to today's League of Legends sneak peek, where I cover the games that are going to take place tomorrow morning in the LCK and LPL. Yes, the LCK starts tomorrow, but first we're going to go over these LPL matchups. Comment down below with who you predict will win. If you notice, the pinned comment are the standings right now. You get 1 point for getting the team right and an extra point for predicting if it's going to be 2-1, 1 or 2-1 or 2-0. When we get to this weekend, the format of how this board will be approached is going to be different when there are 10 LEC and LCS games to go over. But nevertheless, is how it looks for now. So LNG beat BLG 2-1 earlier in the week and are still ranked 9th in my power rankings. Power rankings come out Thursday. Anyone's Legend upset Rare Atom. I guess it wasn't an upset. Both teams are pretty similar in the power rankings, at least not ranked in my top 25, but similarly viewed as borderline playoff teams. But a 2-0 was a surprise. So BLG, I feel like, should go win through top. Anyone's Legend really took advantage of team fighting against Rare Atom. Forge doing really well on the Swain and getting kills, and I think he was the MVP of that series. So I feel like LNG's key to success is trying to get Ale in the side lane and making him a force, making it so that Anyone's Legend cannot 5v5 them, because I feel like that's Anyone's Legend's best chance. And when we get into Anyone's Legend, I feel like giving Forge, Swain, Ari, Lissandra, these mid laners that are good in team fights are going to be a problem for LNG. I'm not going to say LNG is going to lose. I don't think they're going to lose. I'm not predicting who wins and loses in these things, but let's be real here. Probabilities, LNG would probably come out on top. But I feel like if you give Forge the ability to be comfortable again, it's going to be tough. Might go to a 3-game series. So that's how I kind of view the first series of the day in the LPL. Then the second one, Victory 5 and Thunder Talk Gaming. This is a weird one. First series of the split for both teams, and both teams in very different places. Victory 5, we have our 5 players. We like our 5 players. We're very good. We're a world contending team. A team that could arguably win the World Championship this year, and no one would be overly surprised. Thunder Talk, I think people would be overly surprised if they had a 50-50 record by the end of this. Thunder Talk swapped out a lot of players. They have a new top laner and a new jungler in Zhao Zhang from EDG and Bechuan from FPX. Now, I feel like Victory 5, similar to how I said yesterday's video, that LGD needed to pray for JDG to lose, and LGD took a game off them. So that kind of makes you say, hey, don't sleep on your opponent. Victory 5, I feel like that's all they have to do. Don't sleep on Thunder Talk, and you probably 2-0 them. But if you disrespect them, you could run into a situation where you lose the game. When it comes to Thunder Talk, however, I feel like if you allow Bechuan to carry, you have a small, very, very small chance. When they had Frigid and they had Chieftain last split, they stunk. They stunk. Thunder Talk stunk, and frankly, those two players stunk. Bechuan, I liked what he did with FPX. We're going to find out what that was, whether it was FPX or him that caused him to be, putting out decent numbers as a carry farming jungler. If you put him on a Wukong, maybe a Diana. We saw a couple Dianas today in the LPL. Those two come off the top of my head right now as champions that maybe he can carry. I think that is a possibility. I think if they play towards top, Rich is the weakest of the lanes when it comes to Victory 5. There are some games where Rich kind of, it's like, oh, well, maybe we should put you on Gragas for a little while because you're losing when you shouldn't be. And I also wrote down ban Senna because Photic Senna, I think, is maybe the best Senna in the world. It's absolutely disgusting, and he was playing it at a high level without it being buffed this last split. So ban Senna. And, play through Bechuan, and maybe Thunder Talk gets a game. I'm not sure, though. So, now on to the LCK. Okay, now LCK, week 1, day 1. HLE versus the Kwangdong Freaks. Kwangdong Freaks, I have 21st in my power rankings. I think they're the 5th best team in the LCK going into the split. I will say that Kwangdong, Namshin, and DRX are all three teams that I could see finishing fourth place. In my opinion, fourth through eighth is very contested in the LCK. But HLE, a lot of young players on this team outside of Onfleek. And Karis is that bright spot that everyone's like, he's the guy that's going to make HLE good. He's the replacement for Chovy. He did so well in Challenger. While he's had his struggles in spring, he's a very young player. HLE is a very young team. Get Karis online. Onfleek should be focusing on mid. I feel like Kwangdong's weakest lane is mid with Fate. Fate, right? Yeah, because KT's is Vikla. So, or Arya, depending on who they play. I don't know who they're going to play yet. But nevertheless, that's where they have to go. I feel like Fate and Cuz, not Fate and Cuz, geez, Elam. Elam and I'm swapping the two K Red teams. So Elam and Fate in mid, leave a little bit to be desired. Get Karis online, get him on an Ari, and he can carry a game. Honest to God, he can carry a game. Kwangdong are definitely beatable. Samdi can keep up with Teddy and Lane. Samdi put up good numbers last split despite the team stinking. So HLE have a chance. Now, when it comes to just checking to make sure I'm still recording. Freaks, Keen. I think Doodoo is not good. I don't think Doodoo's that good. I think he's pretty bad. And Keen is one of the best top laners in the world. He was in my top 5s video. He is great. Get Keen ahead, get him on a carry, and have him win the game. Simple as that. Simple as that. When we get to Red Force and DRX, Red Force, the carries need to carry. If you missed my Red Force preview video, I think BDD and Ghost really let this team down. Some people think it was COVID. Well, a lot of teams had COVID. Gen G had a lot of COVID problems. Did you see Gen G finishing with a losing record at like 4-12 or whatever? No, they didn't. So, these guys need to do better. I'm looking at BDD here, and I don't really know if Ari is his meta. Ari, well, maybe Swain might be. Maybe he could play a Swain pretty decent. I don't know. But they have to figure it out, and a game against DRX is a big one. This is a big series here. You know, it might be the first one of the split, but these two teams can be playing each other in the playoffs or for a chance to move on, and, I mean, they're going to need to perform. Ghost has to play. Excuse me. Jeez. There are a lot of options in bot lane that we're seeing right now, so I think Ghost will find something. Now, when it comes to DRX, bot lane is the way. Now, I didn't write this down. I thought about it later. Pioshik, I do think Pioshik has an opportunity to carry for this team. If he can beat Dread is a strong suit of Red Force. If Pioshik can return to form from not too long in the past, maybe they have a chance to really make this. This is going to be a toss-up. I could see this series going 3 games or being a tight 2-game series. But bot lane was what got DRX really going at the end of the split. The Jinx meta really helped Deft being a great Jinx player. We'll see if this meta allows Deft to continue to perform. There are a lot of bot lane options, like I said, and a lot of opportunities to succeed. Like Barrel, for instance, can pick some picks on support to really make a difference, because Peter and Effort, whoever plays, neither one really scream anything to me, but you are not at Barrel's level, so we'll see how that goes. Like I said, predict the games down below, like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content, and thank you for watching.